All right, welcome everyone to 2025 Minimap Game of the Year live streaming event. I'm your host, George from Minimap, and I'm glad that you guys are all here together. I know that this is my second one, so I'm kind of nervous too, but I'm glad that everyone's here, and let's just have fun together. And I hope some of you will be going back with some prizes as well. And we have a lot of stuff to cover, so I will not waste any time, but to introduce you to our co-hosts, I'm going to be hosting this event with two other people, and our first host or co-host is Benjamin from IndieIO. Hi, Benjamin.
Hey George, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing
Yeah, could you tell us
doing
a little bit
great.
about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Benjamin. I'm the director of business development for Indie.io. Indie.io is a full service game management. We provide publishing tool for all different types of indie games, all different sizes. Um, More about the games we've got. Our Steam page, Steam publisher page is always a great place to check those out.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And IndieIO actually has offered us a little bit of a prize themselves too. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much, guys. So we have another co-host. Sirkan is here as well. Hello, Sirkan.
Hi everybody, how are you doing?
Good, good. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm based in Tokyo and in Singapore. My name is Serkan, and I've been in the game business for quite a long time now, for about 15 years, primarily as a game consultant focusing on the Japanese market. So I try to help like foreign game markets, foreign game makers trying to enter the Japanese market, trying to help some financial institutions understand the many publicly traded game companies that we have in Japan better. And I've been playing games myself since the 1980s, which gives you a good hint at in what kind of age bracket I am.
Yeah. We'll try our best to guess what age bracket you are in. I mean,
Oh,
I've been a gamer since the early 2000s too, but
okay.
I
I
was very
I
young.
was technically playing games in the 1980s, but that's because I learned how to read with Reader Rabbit on the Apple TGS. So maybe
All
not
right.
quite the same age bracket, but a little
Uh,
bit closer.
all right. Nice. All right. So are you guys ready and excited to be, finding out who the game of the year? Because you two don't know who the game of the year winner is either, and I do, but I'm not gonna say it. I didn't spoil it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. I know there's a ton of great games that we're gonna talk about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Both the Game of the Award nominees, some past winners, as well as I think some other cool games that we'll get to check out along the way. So
Yes, we'll definitely
should be a lot of
cover.
fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover a lot of games today. So, hang tight. So here we go, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. By the way, I don't know if I said this. I'm just gonna. I'll probably say this like a gazillion times today because I'm so grateful that everyone is here. They're great. All right, here we go. So, welcome to the 2025 Minimap Game of the Year award ceremony. All right. Thank you all for coming. And before we start, there is a Steam game and Minimap subscription giveaway event going on. So please um, scan the QR code, and if you fill out the Google form, you will be able to actually win any of these awards. So for one person will win Steam game worth up to $30, and the other one is gonna win Steam game bundle provided by Indie.io, and three other participants will win 1 month Minimap subscription. So please scan the QR code. I'll give you guys some time, and also I think some people will be or our moderators will be going around and giving it in the chats, so that just in case if you're watching this in your a PC or Mac, then you'll be able to just copy and paste it and then fill out the form. All right, so here we go. Okay, have you guys scanned it already? You guys if you guys have any friends or anyone, you guys could also share it to your peers if they want to come in and join as well. All right. And also, the Steam bundle is basically like a random box, I would say. You don't know which games you're going to be getting, but it's a good one. I've seen the list, so it's going to be super fun. There are a lot of games that you guys are going to be able to win it here. All right. And also, another announcement is that the Player Made Game Award event is still live. I don't know if you guys have participated this already or not, but this is where we all, make your own player, your own game awards, and give it a title of some sort or whatever game. It doesn't have to be from the game that came out in 2025, and it's just a fun event that you can actually do. So. You can also scan it as well. And we have a lot of indie trailers that we're going to be showcasing, like I have announced several places. So we have the first indie game trailer playing.
You must be... You must be agile, like a squirrel. Creative and aware of your surroundings.
Welcome to Dash Dash Dead, a brutal showdown of survival, suffering, and a fat paycheck for yours truly.
You'll fight, you'll bleed. Most of you won't survive. But hey, maybe you'll get lucky.
What you guys think of all the trailers?
I mean, I just opened like 5 new Steam tabs to check out later, so
That's a good sign, right?
yeah. Well, I'm always on the prowl for great games, both for myself and for the platform. So I saw Broom Sweeper. That looks fun. I love new takes on Minesweeper. So anytime I hear Minesweeper roguelike, I'm already sold.
Yeah, and I think the Bollocks Pit is also another one that tackled in the pinball into a roguelike.
I'm playing Bollocks Pit right now. Well, not right now, but
yeah, do you like it?
Oh yeah, it's been great so far. I've maybe just like 5 or 6 hours so far.
Sweet. Do you play a lot of indie games, Sarkhan?
Yeah. For me, it's a mix though between indie games and AAA games. I think the big difference is that, as everybody knows, the real innovation comes from indie games. right? I mean, there's so many sequels nowadays because the risk is going high, has gone up over the last couple of years for AAA game developers to really innovate or to be experimental and things like that. And these companies are not in the mood to do that anyway, right? So I think that if you want to go for fresh ideas, especially if you're somebody like me who has seen like so many things over the last decades, you have to say now in games, I think you have to look for indie games instead of AAA games. But again, for me, it's still a mix between those two.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. I mean, personally, I think many of you already know, but I host a podcast that's mostly dedicated to indie games. So I personally love indie games too. But anyways. So yeah, it is finally time to look at all the past Game of the Year awards. I don't know if you guys have already seen this, but this event has been live since 2017. The Korean one has been hosted since 2017, but I hosted the last one, and then this is my second one. But we have actually a bunch of games that have been nominated to this list or award, and the great awards winners. So we'll just take some time to look over some of the awards winners. So in 2017, the 4 nominees or 5 nominees, but I'll reveal the winner at the end. But there are 5 nominees. One of them was Persona 5, Nier Automata, Horizon Dawn, and Mario Odyssey. And can you guys have you guys played any of these games, or do you guys have any good memories of playing all of these games?
It's my partner who's really into Persona 5, so I've watched him play a lot. He's tried to explain it to me before a couple times, and all I know is that it's kind of complex. He once let me play a battle, but I lost very quickly if you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah. What about you, Sirkan?
Yeah, I mean, I tried the Persona series, but they're kind of like difficult to get into. And I appreciate the high quality. I understand, these are great JRPGs, totally. But these are like 150-hour endeavors. So it's also like a little bit of a time issue. I played and finished all the 3 other ones though. So if I had to choose one of these, it's a boring answer, but it would be a Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah,
I just really love that game.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Super Mario Odyssey, but also Persona series are amazing. I know I haven't played this one, but I did play the other ones. But these are all great games. And also Nier Automata is obviously a game that inspires so many different games in that genre, especially like Stellar Blade and all those amazing games that came out afterwards too. So then, can you guys actually guess, or can anyone guess who won 17 Game of the Year award?
2017. Let's
17,
see.
Yep.
That was like a year or two after The Witcher 3, right? I don't know. Switch was released.
Any idea?
Well, Switch was released in 2017.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't know. Can we get a hint?
Yeah, so it's a very geeky community, right? So I think that Nier actually or Persona has really good chances.
Yes.
Well, but you said it's a 5th one that's not these 4, right?
Right.
It's not this one. Okay.
So yeah. So it's the winner doesn't show up here. So
Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah. Then that is indeed correct. Yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of the best open world. I mean, it's probably one of the best Nintendo games of all time, I would say. Any thoughts on like if other game would have won it, or I think this? I mean,
this was definitely a standout hit for the year. I mean, and even now, I think still really stands the test of time. So, I think definitely just. I honestly can't believe it was that long ago. I really wouldn't have. I would have thought it was a little bit more recent than that. So.
But I think this has like the highest like star or ratings on Metacritic or something. Like this is like top 1 in all the categories. So, and also this game obviously inspires so many different games. And moving on to 2018, These are the four nominees, plus there's an extra one, the winner, obviously. The nominees were Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, Detroit, and Monster Hunter, and God of War. Any games you guys have played?
So I did play Detroit Become Human, not in 2018, a while later, but wow, what an amazing game that was. I mean, I remember just being blown away by the graphics, but the storytelling was really I never played something quite like it. I'll tell you what, it's on a very short list of games that have just absolutely wrecked me emotionally. I cried like a small child. I got a bad ending to one of my character arcs, and yeah, really amazing. The level of like immersion and just care that I developed for the characters, and really a fantastic experience.
Yep. What about yourself, Serkan? Did you?
Yeah, that's very interesting because I never played any of these games.
Okay.
And the reason is found them to be too much like movies, you know. So now hearing Benjamin, I'm getting a little bit more interested now in the IP. But I did play all of the other ones, and my favorite is probably Monster Hunter Worlds. And it's Capcom's single best-selling game of all time, including all the Resident Evil games, all of the Street Fighter games, etc., etc. So still to this day, they sold I think it's over 20 million units of this specific game.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, and then God of War obviously is probably one of my favorite franchises, and I did play it, and obviously it was just great. I don't know what to say. Like, it's probably like one of the first games that I've ever played in like a PlayStation like full setting at a friend's, like from the beginning till the end. And I mean, what an experience it was. I mean, it's also I'm glad that it's also on PC as well. I mean, it's just kind of expanding everywhere. Because like obviously like back in the day when you had to own a PlayStation in order to play God of War, but things kind of changed.
I watched a fair bit of it from the couch again, you know, mostly a PC gamer, but there's a console in the house. It just is not me usually the one playing it, so I get to watch a lot of console games happen.
Right. Any guesses which game actually won 2018?
2018.
Well, that must have been a banger if God of War or Spider-Man did not make it.
Right.
I feel like I remember something like eclipsing or being right on par with God of War, but I can't think of what it was. I don't know. Any hints for us? It's hard to pick games out of thin air.
So it's known for its amazing narrative, and also the sequel was rumored to be in development, but we're not 100% sure. Recently. And also the
that was
studio,
a good hint.
And also a studio. The studio of is well known for spending a lot of time into developing games. They're not like popping up, you know, like a game every 2 years or so.
Wait, 2018, was that Cyberpunk?
No.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Cyberpunk was, I think, like a COVID game. Take-Two, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then it's Red Dead 2.
Yeah,
I think Serkan's cheating by reading chat.
I mean, you can read it, but
yeah. Somebody said that. Yeah. Somebody said that.
Or so
I got it off the hint.
Yeah, it's RDR2, obviously. What a great game. I think a lot of people actually like cried and went emotional after playing this game. I really, really hope that they're cooking up the sequel, but you know, they're very busy doing other stuff, so I'm not too sure.
Believe it or not, this is actually like inching towards the top of my list for like my next like open world game. I'm like I said, I'm always behind the times, so I feel like it's finally time for this one.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's never a bad time for giving this one a try, obviously. But you'll have to, kind of get into, the story and become the main character. So, yeah. So, any thoughts on this one, Serkan? Have you
Yeah,
played it?
yeah. So I just like almost everybody else, I've already played it. This one I never finished. The first one I finished. This is a much better game, and I'm a little bit interested. If many people are still actually playing Red Dead Online, right? Because they are not making as much money with this online version of the game as with GTA Online, and not so sure about the potential of a sequel because I think that this one sold really, really well, but the online version again does not make as much money as GTA, so which is always a very, very important point for a company like Take Two, right? So I think that people don't want to buy saddles,
Right.
right? Or like don't want to like pimp up horses. They want to buy, they want to pimp up cars. They want to have like flashy
Yeah.
cars and things like that, and go around and shoot people in a kind of like version, like a game version of a big American city instead of like in a Western kind of like setting. This is just my guess why I think Red Dead is not as big as GTA, as at least the online version. But I'm not so sure if they're actually if they're actually actively working on a sequel for this one. But could very well be. It could be is still very, very
I
popular,
think
right?
so.
So
I think I just read it somewhere. They sold like, I might be like completely wrong, but like they sold something like 50 or 70 million copies of these, or 60 million copies of the RDR2. I don't know if I might have been wrong, but they sold a ridiculous amount of copies. But I mean, like you said, GTA Online is obviously way more popular than this one. They're still making tons of money off of that one.
Well, and I think you've got a point. I mean, horse armor, right, is synonymous with bad DLC, right? So
Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess, 2018 was a great year for the gaming industry. I guess, like just looking at all these nominees, obviously, I mean, you can kind of see like how amazing it was.
I mean, let's be honest. I feel like every year has been amazing. Every year I'm just like, wow, so many great games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. And and,
yeah.
and every year, like, oh, I wonder like what something like completely new comes out of like nowhere. Like, obviously, great games. So many great games came out this year as well. Like, not just in the AAA, but like double A, indie, all the different areas. I mean, obviously some failed, but let's not talk about that. um, yeah. So moving on to the next one. 2019. Here were the four nominees. Resident Evil 2, obviously a great game. Ring Fit Adventure, Monster Hunter Reborn, and Death Stranding. All good games except for Ring Fit. Ring Fit was like, I don't know. I didn't. I saw someone play it. Obviously, I didn't play it. But I mean, was it? Have you guys played it, Ring Fit, at all?
Yeah, I tried it. Yeah, I tried it. And it's actually quite a good game and surprisingly deep
Okay.
because people just think that you make these ridiculous movements in front of the TV and there's really not much going on. People think this is kind of like a glorified like Wii Sports or something like that, but it's not a full-fledged adventure game, but it's quite interesting how Nintendo innovated on that fitness game genre, which is of course relatively niche, but this one also sold like the gangbusters,
Yeah.
right? Which is the reason why they did another sports game a couple of years after this one, right? But my favorite game out of these ones is probably Death Stranding.
Yeah. Yeah. Death Stranding. I mean, amazing. Have you played the second one too, Serkan?
Yeah, I finished. Played and finished the second one. Second one is still a very good game, but I think it's too much of the same. If that makes any sense. So again, you go and deliver parcels, and then there's these holograms of people. A little bit more innovation, I think, for the second one would have taken the game, quite far. It's not a bad game, right? I really like. I think almost every Hideo Kojima game, but the second one is a little bit too much, too similar for my taste, when compared to the first one.
Yeah. I mean, he's cooking up a lot of amazing games. I heard he's also doing like a voice He's like voice acting for Zootopia too. Did you know that? He's voice acting for Zootopia to like Japanese subtitle or Japanese voice acting.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what that was. I was like, oh, that's so random, but it was
Zootopia
fun.
2, talk about things that are taking the world by storm right now.
Yeah, amazing, ain't it? I mean, I haven't watched it, but I heard only good things about it, so I'm definitely gonna watch it with my daughter. Um, I mean, Resident Evil 2, obviously, I love this. I actually did play the original, like, back in like 90, is it like early 2000s, like when the first one came out? I mean,
Something like that.
yeah, that was like when I was like I think I was in like middle school and I played it with my brother and we were so hesitant to like opening the door because like every time you open the door the cut scene is like just you and opening the door like with a creaking sound like and then you have no idea what's behind it. I had such a good time with that one, but this one is obviously has been well received as well. I know that for sure. And Monster Hunter Wilds, obviously, the series went on. This one was this one also very popular when it came out in 2019.
I think all the Monster Hunter games are fairly popular.
Yeah.
It was definitely plenty of people picking it up. Monster Hunter is a franchise that has tons and tons of fans and fans who are really, really passionate about it.
Very true.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most commercially successful expansions or DLCs or whatever you may call it of all time.
Well, all right. So, any guesses for who won 2019 Game of the Year?
I mean, I know what my 2019 Game of the Year was, and that was Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing a few suggestions on chat, so I maybe should just close it because it's not fun. But I think there's one that's probably the one that won that year.
Which one is it?
Sekiro.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess from what I'm seeing in chat.
Yep. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So this one also, I didn't play this one. I watched some, clips here and there of people playing this one. It looked amazing. Like, obviously, I don't have the skill set of probably finishing this game even if I tried. But have you guys played this one?
I watched a fair amount of it, but the only sort of Soulsborne type game that I've ever managed was Elden Ring. Thanks to the open world nature of it, I've never been able to manage any of the linear ones.
What about you, Sir Khan?
This also on my backlog pile.
Backlog. Yeah. Yeah, but this is a great game. Obviously, that's why it won in 2019. All right. Let's move on to 2020 Minimap Game of the Year. So the 4 nominees that didn't win the Game of the Year were Like a Dragon, Half-Life Alyx, The Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. Any thoughts?
I did not, unfortunately, have a chance to really play any of these. Half-Life Alyx, I remember, was quite a surprise. The internet's been waiting for, Half-Life 3 for quite a long time. This wasn't quite that, but it was still something pretty exciting for a lot of people.
Just by hearing the rumor of Half-Life 3, like, because a lot of people kind of suspect it coming out like in the Game of the Year or Game of the Game Awards, and I don't know if they're actually doing that or not. But yeah,
I don't think a year goes by without Half-Life 3 rumors. So,
yeah. Do you know anything about the rumors or any of these games, Sir Khan?
Well, about Half-Life 3, my perceptions, I totally agree. Half-Life 3 is almost has become a meme, right? Like Silksong, until it came out. And I personally think that Valve is probably a little bit under pressure to come up with something even cooler than the Steam machine and the new VR set that they have. I think that these are all great devices, right? But If they just add Half-Life 3 to the mix, it would make a potential launch next year, so much spicier, so much more eventful, right? People, so many you would get a lot more eyeballs if you basically coupled the launches of these devices together. And I played Half-Life, Alex. It's my favorite of the games down there. I didn't play Like a Dragon though.
Yeah, I didn't play Like a Dragon. I mean, The Last of Us obviously is a great game. I loved. Took me because every time I played The Last of Us games, I don't know why, but I had the vertigo, so I had to play for like 30 minutes, rest for 2 hours, play for 30 minutes, and then like ask my friend if you can like please beat this little area for me for like 30 minutes. We kind of fought through together, but it's a great game. I mean, obviously the narrative and all the everything was great. I didn't play the second one but yeah, the first one is great. And yeah, Ghost of Tsushima obviously is great. Alex was a big surprise for a lot of people that I know.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on in 2020.
Yeah.
So
I believe this is also during COVID too, right? The pandemic. Yeah. So this is
which is why my guess for Game of the Year in 2020, it has to be Animal Crossing, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can imagine. I know that I was never even into Animal Crossing before, but the amount of mental health that it saved for me during those first days when we were all well and truly locked in.
Yep.
But I know there are definitely some other potential contenders out there.
Yeah, the winner indeed is Animal Crossings. Because this actually, especially, I don't know what happened in the States, but in Korea, this made every like Nintendo Switch devices sell out in every single store, and people would like resell it for like 1.5 times the original price, and people would still buy it. And also, if they sell it with the title or the Animal Crossing, they would pay even more. Like premium.
Oh yeah, all the amiibos, like cards and stuff were like being scalped on eBay and everything. Everyone wanted
just to get their hands on any kind of Nintendo device or this title. They'll just pay.
Did you play Animal Crossing?
I played a little bit off of my friend's Nintendo Switch. I borrowed it for I didn't borrow it, but he was playing it, and I was like, "Oh, can I try? What is it?" And then I played it for like a little bit, and then I did play the mobile version of it too, because they had I forgot what exactly it was called, but I played it for about a couple weeks. But it was very healing. Yeah, the camp thing.
Pocket Camp.
Yeah, Pocket Camp. Yes, and then that was free to play, and then they went pay to play, right? I think they changed their. But it was fun. It was a fun time, but then I kind of got busy with taking care of the daughter and stuff, so I kind of stopped playing. But anyways, yeah.
I played until my whole island was kind of like fully developed, and then I'm not one to tinker endlessly with things. So once I kind of had everything, and I was like, oh, I really like this. I've done everything I want to do. I moved on to EVE Online, so a slight shift in tone.
What about yourself, Serkan? Did you play?
So I was in Japan during COVID, and this blew up on Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing blew up also during COVID, right? So when it came out, it's just super lucky for Nintendo to come out with such a social game during that time. Super high quality, great IP, and the Switch was already a big hit when COVID came, etc., etc. Just a perfect storm for these guys. And now a lot of people are waiting for the next Animal Crossing, right? And they're going to sell a crap ton of that when it comes out for Switch 2.
Right. They're finally porting this one to Switch 2, right? I think soon. Next year? I think it was early next year or something. It was kind of surprising to me.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna also do an update for the Switch 1 native version that'll bring some new stuff, which is honestly was pretty surprising news because it got a couple significant updates in 2021, but they set it on a shelf pretty soon after launch, relatively speaking, for such a successful game.
and now many people the sequel might be off because they're about to release like an extended version or like a Switch 2 optimized version for this one. Not sure how like Nintendo is thinking about that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I think because I also thought they're gonna come out with this one when they announce Switch 2. Oh, it'll be available on your Switch 2 like immediately or something, but then nope, it was the Mario Kart World and the Donkey Kong Bonanza that they came out with afterwards. But I mean, those two games were pretty good games too. No, not gonna complain or anything. All right, let's move on. I think it's time to move on to the next one. 2021, year of 2021. Here are the 4 nominees that did not win the Game of the Year. Monster Hunter Rise, Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut version, The Village, Resident Evil Village, and Forza Horizon 5. Any thoughts? I mean, it's
Well, I'm personally not so much into racing games, but I think it's nice to see it there because it's a little bit of diversity, because usually you always have these like 3D open world games, right? There's always action, it's always adventure, it's always like these big narratives. It's nice to see like a non-adventure game in the mix. My personal favorite of all of these is Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut.
yeah.
So this is just my personal, even though I'm a big Resident Evil guy, but the Resident Evil Village did not hit as deep as the other ones.
This is unfortunately another year where I have to say I didn't. I haven't actually played any of these. I warned you, George, when you asked me to do this that I play almost exclusively indie games. So
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, not everyone plays all the games.
I remember seeing the trailer for Forza Horizon 5 when it came out and being like, that looks like a pretty cool racing game. It had some different stuff than I think just like, cars on tracks. And I remember that being kind of a departure from some of the previous entries in the series.
Right. And also, it's kind of surprising that Monster Hunter Wild or Monster Hunter series is popping up in every single year. I mean, it's such a huge franchise and a successful franchise, I believe. I don't know if Rise was as popular as the other ones, but it's like if Capcom just releases some kind of any Monster Hunter series, they'll probably succeed at least. In a way, they won't fail. So I think, and also 2021 is also the year my daughter was born, so no game for me. Weird. So that's why I have no gaming.
Retroactive congratulations.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, any guesses of which game was the winner for this year?
I know It Takes Two was very popular in 2021. It's a little bit different than some of the other games that have been nominated so far these past years, but that would be my best guess.
Sir Khan?
Yeah, I saw that also mentioned in chat. Same game. That's probably it. Even though I myself never played it.
Yeah.
I played half. I played like half or a little bit more than half of it, and I quite enjoyed it. It was a great co-op experience, and I think really good co-op experiences that aren't just fun in terms of gameplay, but also have that really strong narrative to them that It Takes Two are really rare. So I'm think this game was really well deserving of the praise it received. Assuming it's what we're going to see on the next slide.
Indeed it is. It Takes Two was the Game of the Year award winner for 2021, and obviously I think since this was like this was since still like the pandemic, like towards the end era type of thing. So like it was kind of finally people got together, kind of thing, and then they could play this, couch co-op games together. Finally, like, oh yeah, then we should play this together. And I think this one also did win the Game Awards Game of the Year award as well, right?
Yes, it did.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had fun together, and a lot of people were frustrated to play with someone who doesn't know how to play games together. I've seen a lot of clips of like, how to get your, partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, wife, husband mad or something, and then one person is already there and then the other person like keeps dying or something. They're like frustrated. I've seen a lot of clips of that. So
This one also blew up in China, just like Zootopia 2 is now blowing up in China in the box office. This was an especially big hit in China for some reason.
oh, okay. Wow.
So they sold a lot of copies in the Chinese market on Steam.
Yeah. They're now like they also cooked up Split Fiction too, right? So
Yeah.
they're doing great in that. They probably they're specializing in that area, I would say.
Yeah, and they're very smart about that, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays, in this crowded market with these tons of games coming out every day, they've identified a certain niche for them, right? Which is not too niche, but big enough to sustain their studio, and they're doing great, producing great games. And people like the company, like the studio, they like the IPs that they're pumping out, and they could have done It Takes Two Part Two, right, or something like that. But they
Right,
went for a
right.
completely new direction. So these guys have guts, right?
Yeah, I think that's and it's actually working too. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And moving on to 2022 nominees who did not win. Vampire Survivors, Splatoon 3, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War Ragnarok. This is
Now, Vampire Survivors, I did play a lot of.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I love Vampire Survivors. I 100%ed it, and then as so many of these games tend to do, they took away my 100% when they released, big update with tons more content.
Right.
I think even now they've released lots more since then, but
Mm.
it's it's rare. This 2022, and I think we'll see it again in probably 2024. But like indie games that just come out and create a genre out of thin air that then goes on to just have so many popular entries. And Vampire Survivors is definitely that. I mean, it's Survivors like is now a genre. So
Yeah. The created its own genre. It started its own genre. That's impressive. Because a lot of people when they first saw this, like without playing it, they're like, what is this? Like, how is this even considered like one of the best games in 2022? And then after playing it, they're like, oh, okay, like I can't stop playing this one. So that was a year for them too. And Splatoon, obviously, it was a good game. Ragnarok, I mean, God of War series, I always love. I always show love for them. Horizon, I mean, it's a great franchise too. Have you played any of these games, Rakan?
Yeah, I played all of them.
Okay.
Vampire Survivors, of course, it's again, goes back to what I said earlier about like innovation that basically only comes from indie games nowadays. But, I mean, look at the three other games, right? All great games, but they're all sequels, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
like all known IPs, all known sequels, and things like that. Again, I'm not complaining. Splatoon 3 is my favorite of all of these. I'm a big Splatoon guy. I literally wear a Splatoon T-shirt right now. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Uniqlo. And yesterday I was like looking into the Splatoon 1 campaign again on the Wii U. It's not as good as Splatoon 2 or 3, the campaign, the single player campaign, but still quite juicy for the time it came out. So I really like the franchise. I cannot wait for Raiders coming next year. But yeah, for me, I think that I think that game wise, Vampire Survivors is probably the best game out of these, for sure.
Did it like win the game of the year somewhere? I think in some kind of a war ceremony. It wasn't.
I
the
would be
Game
amazed
Award.
if it didn't win at least some Game of the Year nods.
Yeah. I think it was like.
As did God of War Ragnarok. For sure, I know won some Game of the Years from different outlets.
Yeah. Yes.
But sitting on top of 2022 has to be Elden Ring, yeah?
Yep, indeed, it is Elden Ring. 2022 is Elden Ring. I mean, there's no doubt. I would say it's like probably unanimous.
And it came out in like February, right? So it dominated like the entire year, and well deserved. This is a game that I absolutely did play, even though it's totally outside my comfort zone in terms of genre.
Yeah.
And I, cheated. I did an all magic intelligence build. But hey, I got there in the end. I actually played it twice, once on PlayStation and once on PC.
Oh, which experience was better or better for you?
I really like. I am a PC gamer, so
Okay.
playing it through on PC was great. If not for any other reason, that it was much easier to have the wiki up, in my other
Yeah,
monitor
yeah.
when I needed to do reference.
Uh-huh.
As you know, George, like wikis are kind of like my whole backstory of what
Right.
I used to do, and so I'm a big fan of using them as well.
Have you played it, Sirkan?
Yeah, well, of course, just like everybody, I think it's a great game. And this is like a given, right, for 2022.
Yeah, I mean that's no doubt that, and also all the Elden Ring other games are pretty good too. So this also kind of was the year for them, and I don't know, like it won. It obviously won the game award, the Game of the Year award at the game TGA. So,
And I do think it was definitely innovative in a lot of ways. It was a really interesting combination of genres. Of course, again, like a series that sort of like spawned an entire genre. Souls like games, but yeah, really amazing. And that DLC also great. Which, I mean, that obviously wasn't 2022, but I maybe finished that relatively recently, so I I did really enjoy that too. Nice way to go back to it.
and I think there was like this whole conversation of like, should we include DLC games into these awards? Can they be nominated into these awards? Kind of a controversy at one point. I remember that was for like Elden Ring's DLC, right? The Night Rain or Night Rain, not Rain.
Shadow of the Erd
Yeah,
Tree.
Shadow of the Erd. Yeah, but
We've seen some other. I think we've seen at least a couple other DLCs though, so I assume that the answer is yes, they can be nominated.
all right. And before we move on to the next year, we will watch some trailers for amazing indie games. I gotta pull up the video, so there'll be a little bit like a 5-second delay, but hang on, guys, it's coming. Got it.
Now it is my task to face the darkness and defeat them. And restore peace and beauty to Eden.
You're there. What the hell is this?
Dear Mother, space is beautiful. We all have important jobs up here. Sometimes things get a little scary.
All right, those were some indie games. Anything, any of them that looks pretty awesome? All except for they're all awesome.
Yeah, look, a lot of fun. There's one in there. Was it Isodra or I
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say the title of it, but that looked cool. It reminded me of some like really classic, like games I played growing up in the '90s. So I always love that kind of nostalgia vibe.
Right. It's. I mean, there's
Into
always
the
that.
Fire looks good.
Yeah, Into the Fire looks actually amazing too. And also Apeship looks pretty fun to play with together. I think it's a co-op game, like kind of like a Among Us, or playing with other people. So that also looks fun to play with your buddies when you have the time.
And go ape ship. You can't go wrong with a name like that. That's
exactly.
quite clever. Looks like it'd be a fun game to play with friends.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I think we're moving on to the 2023. We're getting close, guys. Hang on there. So these are the 4 nominees that did not win. I mean, they're great games still, guys. That doesn't mean they're bad games or anything. But they did not win the Minimap Game of the Year are Dave the Diver, Lies of P, Spider-Man 2, and another Zelda game. Yeah, Tales of the Kingdom.
I played Dave the Diver for sure.
Me too.
Was a lot of fun. I have feelings about whether or not it can be called an indie game, but but it certainly was a fun combination of elements that they put together, and certainly one of the games that once I picked it up, it was like a bag of potato chips. I just like could not put it down until I was done.
Bag of potato. Okay, that's a good expression. I'm gonna start using that. Yeah, I could not put down before. Yeah, because I also did play Dave the Diver, and also I did interview the director. He came to our podcast, and I met him in person as well a couple of
cool.
weeks ago. He's a good guy, an amazing guy, and also I really love the game. It's surprisingly addictive, like addicting. Like it just have to go fishing. Like what? Like you have to go. You can't you have to hunt all these fish, all of these get all these fish and stuff so that you can get ready for the sushi bar and stuff. So that was a good game. All the other games are also really good game too, I heard. Have you played any of these games, Rakan?
Yeah, also here I played all of them actually. Dave the Diver, I actually couldn't really get into it. That like many other people, this is one of these games, where you really try to like it, where you really try to get into it because other people are praising it so much. I really couldn't get into it, and I don't think it's an indie game though.
Yeah.
It's a team within Nexon, right? And Nexon is publicly traded in Tokyo actually, even though it's a Korean company. Nexon is a $22 billion company. Come on, man. Right? I mean, there are so many micro teams inside these big companies that churn out like small games. Are they indie? Are the team members going to be bankrupt if the game fails? Like all of the other indie teams out there. It's a little bit ridiculous, right?
I even think there could be an argument for.
Okay, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I think there's an argument could be made for like independent teams that are published by large publishers to still bear an indie label, but yeah, fully owned subsidiary of Nexon, pushing the envelope a little bit too far for me.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of controversy about that, but I did talk to the director. But what I got, the vibe I got from him and the team is that they didn't want any support from Nexon, and they did give back most of the marketing budget that they received from Nexon to prove that they can be completely separate entity and a company, and that's why they also separated from. They're now a separate company from Nexon, so they tried their best to do that. Because obviously, if they're under Nexon, they have to do a lot of work for them. Nexon is obviously gonna control a lot of your stuff, obviously, even though you don't like it. So I think it began. The whole thing started as part of Nexon, so a big part of the company. But then they wanted to be away, as far as possible from Nexon. So I think I don't know. I still give them props. Obviously, they're still a small team compared to other big publishers or anything. But in the beginning, obviously, like you guys said, it started off as a small project or part of Nexon. So yeah.
For sure, I would should clarify, like none of what I say is at all to denigrate that team or that it was a small team.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
It's a
we're
really
just
cool
saying.
game.
Yeah. Me too.
Good game. You know, that what counts in the end, right? So
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. But I mean, it's a good game, I think, too. And other games are all good. You said you played all the other games too, Zircon. So
yeah,
do you have?
so this year, I think that everybody knows what the game of the year this year was, because you know, people thought it's going to be Tears of the Kingdom first, and then, you know, that other game came and, you know, took away all of the mind share.
No.
I personally think that, you know, if you look at 2023, 20 years from now, more people will probably remember Tears of the Kingdom, and speak more fondly about that than the other one, which is, again, great game. I'm not complaining, but would have not been my choice. My choice would have been Tears of the Kingdom, clearly.
Yeah.
I definitely disagree, and I really think that this game was very much deserving, and I would argue that it will be talked about 20 years from now because we talk about the other games that came before it just as fondly. So
Yeah, this actually, I love conversations like this because we all gamers have so different taste and like what we like or what we don't like. So it's really difficult to kind of recommend or, you know, say, oh, this is the best game ever. And then every single person like agrees. That's impossible. So yeah, that's why there's a variety of games. And also this year I mean, just looking at the list, it seems like 2023 was a banger too. It was a good year.
stacked.
Yeah, it was stacked with and we all already know the answer. So it was Baldur's Gate 3. This game is still talked about, and a lot of people still play it after 2 years. And we just have they announced any of the I know what they're working on right now?
They've talked about it some. They haven't really officially announced anything because, of course, they announced they were not going to be doing DLC or, you know, long continued support. Although I think they did release some updates recently for consoles. But they've talked a bit about kind of the direction and plans they've got, but they haven't officially announced anything.
Didn't the entire team depart from this IP? Didn't they say, you know, we never want to do another Baldur's Gate anymore, or like, oh, we cannot do another Baldur's Gate anymore? Am I hallucinating here?
Yeah, so that's basically what they've said is they're not going to be working within the D&D IP anymore. You know, they say that in a lot of ways, while it's certainly rich with a lot of you know, lore and, you know, systems and things like that, that it also was it was constricting, right? Because if you're working inside a system like D&D 5th edition, you have to hew pretty closely to it when it comes to, you know, mechanics and things like that. So I think they're really interested in kind of getting back to what they've also done really well with some of their other titles, which is, you know, telling like really truly original stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
going to be a banger. No matter what these guys are doing, they're so
Yeah,
good.
no matter what they do, people will buy it. People will play it. I mean,
Did you play Baldur's Gate, George?
I did not. This was after my daughter was born. I didn't have any time to. I mean, recently now I kind of have time, but until like last year or early this year, I didn't have any time to like sit down and play actual games for like
I only played it through once because similarly, once I devoted that many hours, I had characters that basically just didn't exist in my playthrough at all. Like Lae'zel just wasn't in my party. But I've been meaning to get back to it eventually and make some different decisions.
Yeah, people hang out in Act 2 for like 30, 40, 50 hours just because they like the game so much. They don't even want to move on because they just enjoy what they're seeing in the first couple of hours of this game. So it's crazy.
Oh, that's good. And also, like Baldur's Gate 2, the rights to make Baldur's Gate franchise was like floating around, like and tossed around here and there, and then until they finally had the right or bought it or somehow like acquired it, and then they started building this one, right? I think that's what I saw.
I think really good timing on their part. I think around the times that they secured the rights and really started working on this project, you know, and getting it was when Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition was really, really blowing up in the pop culture scene. You know, that's the same time period that I was working building Dungeons and Dragons D&D Beyond with Curse and Fandom, which was the same thing. There was it was really part of the zeitgeist, and I think Baldur's Gate really came out at that sort of peak there. And D&D 5th edition is kind of very embedded in geek culture these days, but Baldur's Gate, I think, everything was at fever pitch when it came out.
Yeah, that's good. All right, I think it's time to move on to last year. This is the one year that I actually hosted the Game of the Year. I think a lot of people already know the answer, but so the 4 nominees that did not win the Game of the Year were Balatro, Metaphor, Refantasio, Stellar Blade, and Black Myth Wukong.
I'm personally very disappointed to see Balatro here because it should be on the next page.
Yeah. Balatro. I mean, I think this year was the year that indie scene started, making like amazing receptions and blowing up. Because after Balatro, games like Schedule One, Peak. What else? Like there are so many like different indie games that started selling like millions and millions of copies. So Balatro kind of started off. I mean, obviously, like Vampire Survivors and all that, they kind of started it. But like Balatro was the year that got a lot of attention from even outside of the industry too. Like not just outside of gaming industry. It was like amazing to see all these people talking about this game, and also it was like super easy to play. So even if you're a non-gamer, it's like super easy to just pick up and play it like a couple of rounds and get addicted. Yeah.
Balatro was a game that I knew it was going to be a huge hit the minute I picked up the demo. I mean, I played almost 20 hours of just the demo. And so, and I'll tell you what, I did not get much work done the week that it came out.
Same here.
Basically took the day off, but like kind of ghost took it off.
Yeah. What about you, Sertan?
Yeah, I didn't play Metaphor or Wukong, so I was a little bit. I was shying away from Wukong because I heard it's a little bit of a boss rush game. So there's like a lot of bosses in the game, etc., which doesn't necessarily need to be bad, but it's not really my cup of tea. I'm going to try it sometime later. Stellar Blade, I think, was okay. Not a gigantically, not a like fantastically good game, but of course, Balatro is like, in my eyes, taking absolutely the number one position among the 4 titles here. And just quick tip, I think that the mobile phone version, believe it or not, is, in my eyes, one of the best for Balatro because you can do this, right? So you can do the swiping. The swiping of the cards is the most, I think, friendliest in terms of the user experience on mobile phones. And if you happen to have an Apple Arcade subscription, it's part of that too. So that is my. So usually I don't play games on mobile phones, but this one is a big exception.
Yeah, I also played Balatro on my mobile device, and I mean I couldn't stop playing it. I like when I'm commuting, I'm always on this. I almost like missed a couple buses and subways. I might have, because yeah. Yeah. Any guesses of what game they might have won?
I mean, I remember what lost to Balatro, what won what Balatro lost against at the Game Awards that year, which was a big surprise to me, to be honest. But I'm not sure if that's what was the winner here. That was Astrobot.
Yes, indeed, it was Astrobot.
This game was a huge surprise to me because, to be perfectly honest, I had literally never heard of it before I watched it win on the Game Awards Game of the Year.
Okay.
And for me, it really came out of left field. I know my nephew really likes playing it, so I've since experienced plenty of it. But it was a real surprise to me. It was kind of a sleeper, but that may just be where I sit in terms of the like media I consume and stuff. Probably people who are more regular console gamers and stuff were much more in the know.
Yeah. Also, it was a PlayStation exclusive, right? PS5
Yes,
exclusive.
yes. Because it
So
uses all these haptic controls and stuff like that, and they're saying, well, it's a little bit difficult to put that on the PC, even though you can use the DualSense on the PC, right? So, but apparently that's one argument for them to for not having put this game on the PC until now, but a PlayStation exclusive.
yeah, and also yeah, I actually thought I didn't know like Astrobot was gonna win it, and I was also surprised the fact that it was PS5 exclusive. So, like, but if you think about it, like Celebrate was also a PS5 exclusive too. So, and it also won a lot of awards here and
Yeah.
there. So that was, but I mean, I've never seen anyone say bad things about Astrobot either, because yeah. So that
I've heard
that
it's a really fantastic experience playing through it. You know, there's a lot of really cool things about it. So it doesn't seem like it was an undeserving winner by any
Right,
means.
right,
I just was personally like rooting wholeheartedly for Belatra. I was there in LA for the Game Awards that year, so which I guess was last year. So
right.
I felt very attached to the action.
All right. And also great character for merches too. Like all the merches, plushies. I've seen all the plushies, T-shirts. You know, they're like, oh gosh, I have to have it. And it's basically like all the cameos coming from the PlayStation games too. Like, you know, you can see like Kratos and all the different characters coming into it. So yeah, and we are finally into our 2025 nominees. There were 27 nominees, believe it or not. I think the nominees for 2024, I think I went back to it. There were 20 of them, but this year we actually came up with 27. So the nominees are Abiotic Factor, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Blueprints, Borderlands 4, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Doom the Dark Ages, Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm just going to read all of them. Elden Ring Night Rain, Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Like a Dragon, Pyro Yakuza in Hawaii, Lost Record, Bloom and Rage, Mario Kart World, Monster Hunter Wilds, Peak, Pokemon Legends ZA or ZA, I don't know whichever one you want to prefer to read it, Silent Hill F, Split Fiction, The Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion Remastered, and the first Berserker Kazan. So that's also a great list of games that we have. I have it all in the words. Any ideas you guys want to chip in?
If I had to pick some top contenders, has to be up there. You know, the impact is high. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, amazing. I've heard great things about Hades 2, and I feel like it didn't quite take over the airwaves the same way that the original did. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I'm sure it's great. But Clair Obscur Expedition 33, I think, could also really stand a chance here. You know, it was something really special that came out and clearly made a real impression.
Right.
So those would be some of my highlights, but I'd love to hear what Serkan has to say.
Yeah. So should we just say what our game of the year is?
I mean, we're going to be selecting top 5, so you can select your top 5.
Okay, my top 3 maybe first are all like indie games, right? Or like games that are made by smaller teams.
Okay.
So one is I think my favorite of all of these is Silk Song. And this is this because I'm a sucker for Metroidvania games. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody because it's quite hard. Some people have said it's actually so hard that it's sometimes unfair. I can kind of like get where those people are coming from, but for me it was a hard game, but still okay. And for me, number 2 is Clair Obscur.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a fantastic game. I know it's not a really surprising pick, but fantastic game. Just like everybody else says, I think it will also win the game of the year. Next is it next week? The GOTY, the game of the year
Yeah, I
vote
think
with
it's like 11th or 12th.
On the 11th, I know
Yeah.
because it's my birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday in advance.
In advance in Los Angeles. So yeah. So one is Silksong, second is Clair Obscur for me, and three is Blueprints.
Blueprints was really good. I haven't finished it, but I've played a decent amount. Definitely a cool experience. I think it's really good. I would be a little bit surprised if it made the top 5. I just don't think it had quite the same like impact, and I think Game of the Year awards. There's a lot that goes into them. It's not necessarily just the best gameplay from the year, but it's also about the cultural impact, and there's a bit of a classic popularity contest kind of thing going on. But it was definitely a very deserving game.
Yeah. I also heard Blueprints is a totally different type of a game compared to many of the escape room type of puzzle games that there are out there. And I heard that you need a separate piece of paper and pencil in order to solve all these
Yes.
puzzles and blueprints. Yes.
I have a whole
you need-
separate notebook just for.
Yeah, just for that. I mean, obviously, Clair Obscur is up there. I mean, it's probably one of the most impactful game of this year. Death Stranding is also Death Stranding. It's like a separate category, I would say. I mean, Doom also had like cool, new mechanics that they brought in, like the shield that they throw everywhere. Elden Ring's Elden Ring, so I don't. And Ghost of Yotei also had a lot of well received reviews.
Night Rain probably is worth talking about. I mean, it's a really cool experience. I played a decent amount with friends when it came out. Unfortunately, you can't just be a pure magic build and like sit back and nuke everything the way you can in Elden Ring, the base game. It's a little more competitive than that, and my skills don't match up. But it really is something pretty cool, and it's about to get its DLC pretty soon, which they've said is going to be even harder than the base game. So, I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, the sake of the hollow or something. Hollow sake. Something
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Hades 2. I heard early access wasn't too well received, but then when they launched the full version, a lot of people said, "Oh, this is amazing." Silk Song.
I've heard it's on par with Hades 1, which is, I mean, saying something because Hades 1 is truly an amazing game.
Yeah, it's a banger. Yeah, Hollow Knight. Silk Song is Silk Song. It's like the indie GTA, so I don't know. Probably up there, but yeah, Peak obviously was very very surprising too. It was also started off as like a small, not even a real project, but like a small game jam type of deal. That was actually started off here in Korea. Did you guys know that?
Oh, okay.
So the developers actually came to Korea to kind of blow off the steam and for like a vacation type of deal, and then they did like a little game jam, and then they started an idea from here, and then they brought it back and then made it into a full version. So that was
Interesting.
yeah, I actually heard this from the team. Yeah, so Split Fiction, great game also. And Kingdom Come Deliverance, obviously, a lot of people say that it's either like for the actual Game Awards, Kingdom Come is one of the contenders. Obviously,
Yeah, that was one of the biggest surprises for me personally this year. I mean, how that game came out and how successful it was. Super high Metacritic, super high production value.
Right.
It's kind of like a medieval life and fighting simulation, right? So it's a full-fledged open world, kind of like a 3D experience. I was actually quite surprised about this one.
I played a bit of the first one. I had trouble nailing the combat, but the realism of it, as I think something that really attracts a lot of people to it. So, I think they did a fantastic job with the first one. So the second one, it seems like they really did all the right things, for a sequel where you dial up what really worked and you make some changes, add some new stuff. Good combo. Did
Yeah,
either of
so
you play the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered?
I did not.
I didn't, but I heard only good things about it. So I think that apparently they put a lot of work into it, and it apparently is a good remake or a good remaster of the game.
Yeah, I will say though I'm also excited for Sky Oblivion, which isn't on this list, but related, which is of course the remake of Oblivion, but within Skyrim's
Hmm.
engine.
And I heard a lot of people want Elder Scrolls 6 to come out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
People.
think it was what, like 4 or 5 years ago that we got our first teaser trailer and announcement,
Yeah.
but I think I've been starving ever since.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, maybe this TGA, maybe. Never know
We
what's
can
gonna
hope.
happen, right?
I don't know. I think that they said on the record, they said it's really like way off that one. I think if I'm not hallucinating again, but I think they said we are far away from that,
Oh,
from
okay.
releasing that game.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely still a few more platforms on which they could launch Skyrim again, so
Yep.
Mm. Yeah, and also, yeah, someone from my team said this, but the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered was a controversial game because it did not support full Korean language. So a lot of people were very angry at the team that saying like you guys didn't even consider because Korea is like basically like the top five, in the gaming industry, like the size wise, but they did not even include that, and then they try to sell it in the Korean market. So a lot of people are kind of angry at that too. So
that is
By the
surprising.
way, Blueprints is not localized at all. It's only available in English
ah,
because they're saying some of the etc.
yeah,
difficult to translate etc. is English only, and that's why a lot of people are saying, well, because of that reason, it already doesn't stand a chance at the GOTY Awards in Los Angeles because a lot of also non-English speaking, like non-native English speaking journalists and other people are casting their votes.
right. Yeah, I think I heard this because of the puzzles or like some of the word puzzles or something. They have to. It has to be in English. So yeah. But yeah. So are you guys ready to find out who the top five is for this year? Top five games.
I sure am.
All right. But before we do that, let's watch some more indie trailers. All
Awesome.
right. All right. Give me 1 second. Nope.
Away awaits love. Love eternal.
Yeah, there's so many indie trailers out there. Yeah. Yeah, so are you guys ready to find out the top five finally?
Yeah. Still
Let's
thinking about these.
let's start off with number five. What do you think?
In no particular order, I assume.
Uh,
Or are these building up to number one?
this is
you know-
building up to number one. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
This is actually building up to number one. So top
So
five.
in a particular order.
Yes. Number five is Ghost of Yote. Congratulations, number five, Ghost of Yote. I also heard so many great things about this game, and also like I heard the graphics is beautiful. So a lot of people just go around the area to take screenshots and take photos of the environment here and there, and just share it everywhere. So that's good. Have you two played this one yet or no?
Unfortunately, have not.
Yeah, I am playing this one, not yet finished, but I'm playing this one. I think this one is better than the first one.
Okay.
And I think the multiplayer aspect might be one that is maybe more interesting than the single player experience. The reason why I'm saying that is the multiplayer experience for the first one. I forgot what it's called. It had like a specific name, and it was added later. Actually, added a lot of value, quote unquote, to the first game, right? And I'm curious to find out, how multiplayer is for Ghost of Yote. But again, much better game. I think that they refined gameplay mechanics, graphics, atmosphere, and everything. They just pushed out a couple of patches also over the last couple of weeks. So the current version is much better than the initial version. Much more balanced, for example. Yeah, but great game.
All right. And I think the Sucker Punch, right? Sucker Punch Studio is the studio that behind it. And then I think they said they're not going to be working on any of the Ghost series anymore, or the next one is going to be a different game that they want to work on. And I also heard that the studio does not want to expand because because off of this success, because if they expand, that means like later on, if something doesn't work, then they would have to like lay off some people or something, restructure. So they just want to keep it in like a small. They're not like super small, but like to keep it in what they have right now, and then work on one project at a time instead of trying to go through like multiple projects and see what works, what doesn't work, and then start restructuring. So I think that was a really good approach for them too. I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, this team is also like, I don't know, a bunch of magicians or something like that. Relatively small, you know. And the last Ghost, I mean, the last Ghost game is not that long ago, right? I mean, and they don't have like 1,000 people on Ghost of Yote, right? And they travel to Hokkaido to get to get some details about the lore of the game and the background of the game and things like that. I think they had an whole orchestra, for the soundtrack and things of that nature. With again such a relatively small team. It's not as really like a small team, but a relatively small team when compared to other AAA productions. And they come up with the second one. It's another banger. And Insomniac is a Sucker Punch and Insomniac are just like unbelievable teams in my opinion in the AAA space.
Yes. Amazing. All right. Next, at number 4. Any expectations or guesses?
Maybe Kingdom Come. That's what I'll put.
Kingdom Come 4. What about you, Sir Khan?
I think Silksong is probably in there somewhere because of the recency bias. I think that helped maybe also Ghost of Yote a little bit. If that game came out in February or March, maybe it would have maybe not done the list, maybe on 7 or 8 instead of 5. But maybe Silksong is probably one of the 4 that is still coming up.
Okay. And the chat guess Hades, Pokemon, but we'll see what the real number 4 is. So the number 4 of this year's Minimap Game of the Year is Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I actually did watch the the first premieres trailer because I went to South by Southwest this year, and Kojima was there to do like a keynote session, and they did like a South by Southwest premiere launch trailer, which was like 20 minutes or 15, 20 minutes of the. I mean, obviously that's what they do, right? They're great at putting together an amazing emotional story. That was also an amazing experience, especially for me. But yeah, and you said you played the second one too, Serkan?
Yeah, I finished it. So I'm a sucker for Kojima. I know there's a lot of bullshit also when it comes
Yeah.
about Kojima and how he presents himself and things of that nature. I'm totally aware of that. But I have a soft spot for his games, if that makes any sense, right? So you cannot sometimes cannot explain why you like certain games, but or certain directors, but Kojima is one of them. This is a much better game than Death Stranding 1, but as I mentioned earlier, it's really a little bit, in my opinion, too much of the same. But what they did improve in this one is I think they really tried a lot harder to make sure that everybody understands this is not a walking simulator. Because when Death Stranding 1 came and then the trailers hit, people started saying, "Hey, this is a walking simulator," and Kojima was terrified. Right, so he basically said, no, he went on the record and said, this is not a walking simulator, guys, right? I mean, this is an action adventure game and things like that. And I think that they tried to make it a lot more sure with this second one to make people not think that this is just one of these walking sims out there.
Yeah.
A lot more action oriented. A little bit easy also, by the way. So I just died like I think 3 times or 4 times during the entire experience. So there's like some big boss fights and stuff like that. But I think that if you have the correct gear and the correct weapons, it's not really that big of a challenge. And I'm not a great gamer. I'm just an average gamer. But I think that they could have done it a little bit differently in terms of the difficulty.
See. Great. Yeah. What was the gameplay like? How many hours? Like, what's the playtime around?
For me, it was 70 hours, but I took my time. There's a lot of side quests, and a lot of these things are like just fetch quests, right? I mean, it's just the nature of the game when you're playing like a like a character like Norman Reedus here. So you just deliver packages, right? This is what one of the main core loops. It's not the only one, but one of the core loops of the game is deliver packages. Then you get a reward, and then you basically upgrade your gear and things like that. I would say for me this probably 8.5 out of 10. Not like a absolute super banger or something like Tears of the Kingdom 10 of 10 or 10 out of 10 or something like that, but a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Very well put. Anything you want to add, Benjamin, or should we move on to the number 2?
I can't say much about it since I haven't played, but
all right.
I'm sure I'll get around to them eventually.
All right, number 3, here we come. So number 3 for this year's Minimap Game of the Year award goes to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Here it is.
Yeah, I knew it would be on this list of the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I really felt it.
It's I don't. It's just it's. I heard it's a much improved version compared to the first one. That's all I have.
Which is saying something because the first one was a great game.
Yes. And what's your experience on this one, Serkan?
I played a little bit of it. I think maybe 8 hours or 9 hours or something like that. I'm not that much into kind of like Western RPGs or Western style adventures, I have to say. And one of the reasons why I live in Japan, So and I think that it was a commercial hit also, right? I mean, because sometimes great games don't find an audience because they come out at the wrong time. Marketing is maybe bad or something like that, or there's a competitor that brought out a similar game just like, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks before you. But I think in this case, they just knocked it out of the park. And I'm glad that this game found an audience. And my concern is, again, I haven't played much of this game, but I've seen the reviews and things like that. How are they going to do Kingdom Come Deliverance 3? Right. So, like, how much better can they make such a kind of simulation?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then a lot of people told me that takes at least like 70, 80 hours to complete because of the story. I've actually seen someone play like 950 hours into this game on Reddit, and I was like, wow. So people, yep, someone actually played it for in the chat. Ultra FOV said he played it for. I played this game for 170 hours, and I feel like there are still many side quests I haven't done yet. So that's the amount of content that you're going to be experiencing playing this one.
I mean, it's crazy how big some of these AAA games are nowadays. Right? So, like, you play hundreds and hundreds of hours in these open world games.
Yeah, that's what open world games are for, right? Just exploring the area and just spend as many hours as you want.
Yeah, but I would say, make some time for like other games, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
that's
pick
true.
up an
That's
indie
true.
game, and so maybe, instead of spending 150 hours, maybe spend 120 hours, and then the 30 hours you can play 3 indie games or 4 indie
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
You know,
That's
and
always a good
help out
choice.
these guys
Yes.
a little bit, and get some other experiences, right? But yeah, to each their own, right? But I personally don't like spending like that much time in a single game because there's so many other games that I want to play.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I mean, even I think you mentioned it earlier in the stream, like, as I've gotten older, it's harder for me to even sit down and devote 50, 60 hours to like a, more like standard length of like a full, JRPG or something like that. Like I said, I do it every once in a while. I finally finished Cyberpunk recently. RDR2 is like on my list to start sometime in the next 6 months. But I can only do like 1 or maybe 2 a year like that. The rest of the time, it's got to be little episodic experiences.
Good. So are you guys ready to find out who number 2 is?
I sure am.
Because if number 2 is revealed, probably we'll know what game is going to win it. But
So if number 2 isn't Silksong, then
but before that, let's watch some more trailers. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Not this one.
Welcome to Shoney Island, paradise, a natural haven unspoiled by... Wait, who's that? Is he magicking? What are these buildings, and what are these hideous creatures? Hey, you! Get off my island!
You're waiting for me on the other side. If you're the one reading this, I hope this box brings you some insight into why I acted the way I did. Not as an excuse, just as an explanation.
All right. I think the Soulmate game is gonna get me to play it. It feels like you have to all play co-op together to get that spaceship going. Yeah.
I thought Swan Song looked intriguing, like a interesting puzzle game with some narrative. So that one's gonna definitely have to go on my wish list.
Yeah. Anything that stood out for you, Sirkan, or?
Sanctuary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I like horror games. It's a little bit of my my thing, but that one looked pretty good.
All right.
Just wish list it, right? I mean, help out these.
Yeah.
Right? Every wish list edition helps the developers, right? So
Yes.
I always say the top 3 actions you can take to support your favorite indie devs are wish list, buy it, and even more importantly, please leave a review.
Yeah. Yes, they and also if there are games that are not out yet, you can just go to their Discord channel or something and then give them feedback from the demos or share it to your friends. Those are really good actions that you can actually help out and that they don't cost you anything. Guys, go wishlist all these indie games because it surely helps them, and that's why I'm showcasing all these different indie games.
Yeah. So did you personally do all the curation for these?
So we did get applications, and we actually selected all the games that are not out yet. And our shout out to our designer. She put together all these indie trailers because we had a lot of them, and we could not showcase every single one of them. That would have taken at least like hours just to show all of them. So we just cut it into like 15-20 seconds so that we can help out as many indie games as possible. So shout out to Minji. She's our designer.
Yeah, I think it's been a really great selection of games. I've been really impressed by everything we've seen. So I think really great selections.
Yes. So are we finally ready?
Let's do it.
So if we go by order, it should be number 2. But if you do number 2, we know which one is the game of the year. So we're gonna announce the game of the year first, so that we know which is second. So the 2025 Game of the Year award winner goes to... Oh, we have a special award presenter. Are you guys ready?
Oh.
All right. Let's watch the video.
Hello, Shuhei Yoshida here. It's an honor to announce the 2025 Minimap Game of the Year Award winner. The Game of the Year goes to... Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Congratulations!
All right, that was Shuhei Yoshida. Just in case you guys don't know who he is, I actually brought his biography. He was the president of Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios from 2008 to 2019 and was the head of PlayStation Indies from 2019 until he retired in 2025. And he has been a key member of PlayStation brand since the original concept, having been part of the company since 1993. And some of the games that he overlooked as the president of Worldwide Studios include God of War, Gran Turismo, Uncharted, The Last of Us, MLB The Show, and many other games. So thank you so much for doing this, Yoshida-san. You're great, amazing. He actually recently retired, and he is in charge of, or not in charge of, he's doing a lot of stuff to help out indie studios and the industry. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that was the winner. Expedition 33. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people already guessed, probably, but it's always good to see.
Yeah, I think not unexpected. I think as far as Game of the Year goes, it ticks a lot of those boxes. It was, a little bit of a surprise. It was, a fantastic game. It broke new ground. It took over a lot of the conversation and, really made an impact. So I think I would be surprised if this team didn't take home quite a number of Game of the Year awards. this year.
Yeah, I think they were nominated to like 12 different categories this year, which is like a record for DGA. Yeah.
They're going to win almost all of those, I think.
I think so too. I think it's gonna win at least. I mean, if they win half, that's still 6. So, yeah. So, any thoughts on this, Serkan?
Yeah, I mean, I would add one thing to the list that Benjamin just mentioned. It's affordable. It's only a $40 game, and in today's economy, right? So people are looking, looking at the wallets. They're getting thinner and thinner, and so it makes a difference if a game is $40 or $70. And I think that also helped the game to some extent. But it's just great experience, and I think that it's also suitable for people who are not usually into RPGs. It just has this very broad, like, mainstream appeal, I would say.
Yeah, and also it was it was a double. They say like it's a double A studio in a small, comparatively small. Not in. I don't know if they're indie, but I don't know if they're not obviously big studio either. So it's just amazing how much of an impact it had throughout the year since it was launched. Not just in gaming, but like in music, soundtrack was obviously amazing. And also bringing a lot of attention to the gaming industry by having so much of an impact in the gaming industry. Like a lot of people outside of it are also interested in like listening to the music because it won like a Billboard. It was in the Billboard chart too, like in the soundtrack or something category. So, and it was $40. Amazing.
Yeah, the team was in Japan. They had a meeting with the Final Fantasy team at Square Enix, and things, because I mean that shows you how much even the big masters at the Square Enix, the big JRPG masters at Square Enix are respecting these guys, right? So it's just it just came out of nowhere,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's.
I remember, Ben Starr, one of the voice actors, was like making a little bit, like was doing a little bit of marketing before the game came out and things like that. People were like kind of like starting to talk about it, but then it just came and blew everybody, blew the minds of everybody, and I personally thought that the name is a little bit obscure. That the name might not be helpful in like trying to market the game, but nobody's talking about that anymore, so it's all fine.
And I think our CEO told me about this, but Claire also is like it means like clear. So obscure is like the opposite of clear. So and also it's like a method of drawing a paint or something. It's called Clair Obscur. That's why they named the title Clair Obscur. That was also very artsy and like, it's got a lot of meanings behind it. And also, especially in the Korean community, reading this title was like a disaster for a lot of people. They're like, okay, that's it. Like, what the heck is this game? And then after they played it, nobody talks about it anymore. So it's just amazing how much of a great game they've put out together.
Yeah, same thing in Japanese. It's like you can, of course, you can transcribe everything into the Japanese alphabet, but this one was quite a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Are you planning on playing this one, Benjamin, later, or have you played it already?
For sure. I don't want to expose myself, but I will. I'm a cheapskate, so part of the reason why I play games 2 or 3 years after they come out is because I stick them on my wish list, and then I wait. I have actually a pretty strict policy for myself. I don't buy games unless I'm gonna like pick them up and play them right that minute.
Okay.
I think all of us are guilty of buying Steam games that we never play or take a long time to get around to. Yeah. So I put things on my wish list, and it's got to be that perfect timing of like I'm ready to pick up a new game. It comes on sale at the price I'm ready to pay. So it's definitely on the wish list, and I think it'll probably come sooner rather than later because I have heard great things about it. But like I said, I'll probably pick up RDR2 first as my next RPG, and then maybe this will come after.
Benjamin, it's on Game Pass if you're a subscriber.
I'm not, but this could be maybe a good reason to.
Yeah, a good reason to go for it. Yeah. Yeah, and congratulations, Clair Obscur and Sanford Interactive. And also, this obviously means that number 2 is
Silk
Silk
Song.
Song. Yep, it has to be Silk Song. I mean, when they also, I mean, Team Cherry also it was like out of nowhere. They were like, "Oh, we're coming out in like 2 weeks." We're like, "What are you talking about?" Because it has been in the shadows and in the dark for like 6 years or something, and then they're all of a sudden like no marketing whatsoever. They did not even promote any of it, and they're like, "Yeah, I think we have an announcement. Yep, coming out in 2 weeks." We're like,
Well,
"What?"
do you need marketing when you're the #1 most wishlisted game on Steam?
Probably not.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while coming. I remember we released a Metroidvania game called 9 Years of Shadows way back in like 2022. And I remember I was petrified. It was coming out in February. I thought Silksong was gonna like shadow drop in February because that's usually been their month historically for all their announcements and stuff.
Right.
And obviously that didn't happen, and it took a little while longer for it to come out. But yeah, it was definitely a long wait.
And Serkan, you said you're a sucker for Metrovania, so you obviously loved it.
Yeah, this is a great game, but it's hard, right? So if you are not into this kind of game, maybe you should try other games first before getting into this one. Yeah, so this is a little bit on the tough side. And again, as I mentioned earlier, some people are saying it's just plain unfair, right? So that it's just unbalanced at some in some spaces. And VGC, Video Game Chronicle, the website from the UK, they had like I think a 3 out of 5 rating for this one of the lowest out there. And the author on the site owners got flamed for it because they said that this game is a little bit too hard. And so that's why we are not rating it as high as it maybe deserves. But I can understand where everybody's coming from. But for me, I think it was a great game. It delivered, right? And the problem, I think, that if you release games this way, where you announce it and it takes a long time until it actually gets out, the expectations for the quality of the games is also rising. Right? At least maybe subconsciously, at least in my case, right? So, but these guys delivered.
Yes.
So Team Cherry really knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they did deliver. And also, did they do like a patch to kind of decrease the difficulty or something?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, they also were kind of aware that it's too difficult for some people, especially for the people who never played the series.
And they also got criticized for that.
Yeah. So no matter what they do.
So it's a little bit of a difficult situation for a game like that, but it's still a punishing experience. Or maybe I played it before that patch came out, right? So maybe it's now it's better.
Yeah. So great. Congratulations on being number 2 on the game of this year, or game of the year. And we have a special acceptance speech by Sandful Interactive. You guys ready? Not this.
Thank you so much for honoring us with the Game of the Year award. For a game that doesn't even have a minimap, we are truly humbled by this recognition. When we began working on Expedition 33 5 years ago, we never imagined the response it would receive. We poured our hearts into this game, and seeing it resonate with so many people means more than we can say. Thank you to the Minimap team, to everyone who supported us, and to all the players who have joined us on this journey. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So they were very generous to actually give us a special acceptance speech video. And the whole team, I don't know if there was like the whole team, but like, a lot of them actually came up, and actually they did like a mini map joke in it too, like, because I heard that the game doesn't have a mini map, so yeah, that was amazing.
And did you see that how young everybody in that team is? They don't have like
exactly.
They don't have like an old geezer who like apparently oversees things, at least in this video, right? Or like an older like money guy or something like that, like me. Everybody's like really young.
Yeah. So I think they were very passionate. They had creative ideas that they delivered. they believed in themselves, and it all worked perfectly. Do you think they're going to be coming out with another sequel or a spin-off of this at all?
If I were them, I bet they're probably taking a little bit of a break as they're continuing to, maybe release some updates and stuff like that. But I'd be surprised if they didn't follow up on the success of something like that with something pretty cool.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Yeah, so the live stream event is going to end pretty soon, but the giveaway event is going to be ending pretty soon. So please scan the QR code before it runs out. And we have one more indie game trailers while you guys can fill up the Google form. So this is the last time you can do it. Scan the QR code if you have it, or fill up the. I think there's a link going around, so use that. All right, here comes the indie trailers.
Thank you so much for honoring us with the game of the.
Not this.
You are this guy, a detective. And there are vampires hiding among mortals. Use the mirror card to reveal how many beasts are in a room. Think you found one? Use holy water to strike. But be careful. If you're wrong, you lose your chance.
So yeah, I did play Wondoria, the demo of it, because he was also one of our guests at the or my podcast, and it was super fun. I could have played. I swear I could have played hours and hours of that game because it's like so addicting. But all the games looked pretty interesting too. Any games that stood out for you guys?
2 card games in this one, right? So it seems that there's a couple of card games in the oven after Balatro was such a big hit, right?
Yeah, Versalis. That one looked interesting. I thought the Spirit Lift looked cool too, but that was one that I understood. It looks a little bit more like Slay the Spire or stuff like that. Versalis looks like it's got some really interesting mechanics, so that'll be one for me to look into a little bit more.
All right. So everyone, go wishlist it, or at least check out the Steam page first, and then if you like it, wishlist it, and then play the demo if there is a demo. Give feedbacks and stuff. So those are helping out a lot of indie game studios and developers. All right. So the giveaway event is now closed. So we will be announcing the winners. But just a reminder, yes or no event is still going on. You can answer yes, 8 yes or no questions for a chance to win a prize. And this event is still going on, so scan the QR code. There are like straight up 8 questions. I think one of the questions was like, how many people will be coming up to the stage at the Game Award to accept the prize? You're basically guessing it to see if you can actually, if you're a psychic or not. So do that if you haven't already.
But wait, that's not a yes or no question.
Yeah, but like we just made it like the name. Oh, but the questions are yes or no. Will there be like more than 3 people or no? Like yes or no? Sorry, I kind of worded it wrong. But okay, so I'm gonna announce the live stream giveaway winner, and when we call your ID, you have to type something to the chat. And if you don't respond, we will select other winners. So we have the winners for the giveaway. So I'm going to announce Minimap subscription winners, 3 of them. And I'm gonna go one by one. So are you guys ready? All right. So the first winner for Minimap subscription Minimap 1 month subscription winner is Matt Brookbank. If you can type something in the chat, we'll give you the prize. I'll just say 3 of them so that we don't waste any time. So the 3 of them are Matt Brookbank, Wolfric, ULFRIC, and Corey Bond Studios. So if anyone can actually type something in the chat, we will give you the award, and we have your information, so we'll so 3 people. I'm just gonna announce 3 more. Corey Bond Studios, Ulfric, and Matt Brookbank.
Oh, I see Ulfric in the chat.
Ulfric is here. All right, Corey is here. Ulfric is here. I think Matt might have left. Yes or no? Yeah, so our team is actually typing in. I'm Wolfric, yes. I'm not mad. Wolfric. All right, Corey's here. Good. Wolfric is here. I think Matt is not here, so we're going to select someone else. Going once, going twice, and 3 go. Okay, the next winner is Niffolast. Nifffolast. Niffolast. If you're here, please type something, and we'll be in contact to give you the prize. Niffolast. Yep, and All right, good. All right, so 3 winners are here. All right, Corey Bonds, Wolfric, and Niffolast are 3 winners, and we'll be in contact and provide you with the giveaway, which is the 1 month subscription or 1 month Minimap subscription. All right. And the next up is the Indie.io Steam Bundle. Thank you so much again for providing this, Benjamin and Indie.io Studios. We have a bundle of Steam games, Steam game keys that you're going to be receiving. And the winner goes to... Or should do you want to actually announce this? Since this is...
Sure, I can. Yeah, it's a bundle of 10 of our, top selling games. And the winner goes to Torment Kill. Torment Kill. Very pleasant username. Are you here in the chat? If you are, please let us know.
Torment's Kill. All right, I'll count down to please.
Oh,
I mean, this is yeah. Oh, Ultra. Is Ultra FOB the Torment Kill? I think our team is gonna check it to see. I think. because sometimes you know you have
Yeah,
your,
different names on different
like a different
platforms.
name. Yeah, that's coming in. I think our team is gonna check it.
Cool. Well, assuming so, congratulations.
Yes.
Once Ulfric is vouching, so
That's all right. All right.
So awesome. Minimap team will reach out with those keys. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much. Or congratulations. We'll be in touch. Torment Skill or Ultra FOB. All right, and the last winner is going to be announced by Sir Khan. The winner is going to get any Steam game up to $30. Are you ready to announce the winner?
Yeah, another nice prize. The winner is Nexco Yokodl. I hope I didn't butcher that one.
I mean, sometimes these IDs are very tough to kind of pronounce. It's a next.
This looks like it's like a Central American, like Nexcoyocoatl, like Quetzalcoatl, kind of.
Nexcoyocoatl.
Yokodl.
Like a Mayan sort of inspired name.
All right.
But I think that person is not in the chat anymore, looks like.
Yeah, we'll do like a countdown of 5 or something. 5, 4. Yeah, the next. Yep. Our team actually. Yeah, our team actually typed it in just in case you, because it's tough. I'm gonna count to 5, everyone, and if there's this person is not here, we're gonna pick another person. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I believe we're gonna have to pick another person. All right, the winner is here. All right, we have selected another winner. Go ahead, Sir Khan.
Yeah, this is easier to pronounce. Zaxbox. ZAX_BOX. Zaxbox. If you're here.
Zaxbox, are you here? ZAX_BOX. Oh. Seems like a lot of. Well, I mean, there's still a lot of people here, so I mean, we'll eventually get one person, hopefully. If you're here, please type something to the chat, or else we will select another winner. All right, going once, going twice, going thrice. Yeet themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our team is gonna select another one. All right, I'm just waiting on their selection. Yeah, I mean, these people have just kind of left. You know what? Right, we'll select one more person. Just give us a second. Yeah. And the winner. Oh. Yeah, I think the people just came in and didn't apply for submit it to the Google form. I think the one person that's left is Madbox, the other guy, the first guy. But yeah, but we'll select someone else and then we'll announce it, because it seems like the people who are here haven't filled out the Google form, and then the people who filled up the Google form left. So I don't know what it is, but we'll make an announcement separately on Minimap, and we'll select the winner who will get the $30 Steam game. And also, if we can't find a winner, we'll just do like a giveaway for a separate person, like on Minimap, so that someone gets a chance there. All right. I think that's all the winners. Congratulations for all the winners that have won. We'll be in contact. I think we'll send you an email. Yeah. regarding how to receive the prizes. And before we actually go, the yearly recap feature is live now. What this feature is, we actually do a yearly recap every single year before the end of the year, and then we kind of see what and like how we did throughout the year to give you guys a little bit of a, you know, how it looks. I'll just share mine so that people can see it. If you go to the yearly recap tab and then click 2025, you can see how many days you came to Minimap, how many likes you got, your comments, like received, comments, and also, you know, total playtime, achievements, rares, achievements, your game of the year, most achieved game of the year, longest playtime, and all the great stuff. And also you can separately see them in different categories for Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. Whoops, I did not play any Xbox games this year. And Nintendo for Nintendo. So if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and check your yearly recap because it's super fun. It's always kind of cool to find out what you did throughout the year. All right. I think that covers all of it, everyone. Everyone who stuck around, thank you so much for watching, and also you too. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done it by myself. I mean, it's like it was like a 2.5 hour stream, or 2 hour stream. So I probably would have been so boring and like had nothing to talk about. But thanks to the expertise from you guys, it was a great show, and hope you guys also enjoyed it too. And
yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, do you guys have anything you want to say before we end the stream? Benjamin, you want to go first?
Balatro, Game of the Year 2024.
All right, that was Benjamin. Serkan, do you have anything you want to?
Yeah, don't forget to wish list. You know, the games that you like on Steam and maybe on other platforms.
Yes, please go
and
wish list.
Review all of the great games that you played this year.
Mm-hmm. That's always a good sign too. And also because indie games don't have like, you know, $1 million budgets that they can get wish lists for. So just go wish list it, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it too, and I hope to see you guys all next year. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of the year. And it's too early, but it's Merry Christmas. I don't know, I'll just say it here. Like, just in case I don't have another live stream, you know. Merry Christmas in advance. I don't know. But thank you so much for having this, guys. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Also, come to Minimap. Ooh, Minimap's fun. Yeah, they even had a cute little cat, but I didn't use it. Bye, everyone.